Of one of the greatest talents in American literary history, Herman Melville, Monday at 9 p.m. here on membership-supported Channel 39. Funding for Scholastic Scrimmage is provided by the Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley. Funding is also provided by Lehigh Valley Bank. Lehigh Valley Bank provides student loan plans for undergraduates, graduate students, and parents of students, as well as a full line of regular banking services. Our name says it all. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services participating districts.
WLVT-TV presents Scholastic Scrimmage, a weekly program featuring teams from Lehigh Valley High Schools in a contest of quick recall. Tonight's teams are from Marian High School and Nazareth High School. Your host for Scholastic Scrimmage is Harry Price.
Good evening and welcome to Scholastic Scrimmage. We're going to meet the teams and the coaches, then we'll begin the contest. From Marian High School, Joseph Pampinen, who is a senior. Michael Morgans, a senior. The captain, James Lavelle, senior. Matthew Boutry, a senior. And the coach is Sister Rose Anthony, teacher of chemistry. From Nazareth High School, Kim Scher, a senior. The captain is Elise Smolanak, a senior. John Hopwood, who is a senior. And Kathy Saltern, who is a junior. And the coach is Al Miller, teacher of English. Channel 39 is pleased to announce that at the conclusion of the series, next June, after the championship contest, the Air Products Foundation will present a $1,500 scholarship award to the championship high school and a $750 award to the runner-up high school. Remember, the answers to the questions on Scholastic Scrimmage require rapid recall of factual information and aren't necessarily indicative of academic training. The rules for the contest are as follows. On toss-up questions, you'll be given 10 points for a correct answer, and 10 points will be deducted for an incorrect response. If you answer incorrectly, then the opposing team will have an opportunity to answer without penalty. They'll receive 5 points for a correct answer in this situation. Of course, each correct answer to a toss-up gives you the opportunity to answer a bonus question without penalty. The answers to the bonus questions must be given to me by the two team captains, and you may confer only on the bonus questions. A buzzer will signal the end of the contest. If it sounds while a question is being answered, you will be permitted to complete your answer. But if the buzzer goes off while I'm asking a question, the game stops. Are there any questions? If none, we'll begin our contest with our first toss-up, and we're going for a 10-point bonus. For 10 points, name the engineer and inventor who in 1807 astonished his fellow Americans by installing an imported steam engine in a boat called the Clermont and showing how quickly it could travel up. Marian, Jim.
Robert Fulton.
Correct. It's showing how quickly it could travel up the Hudson River. It was Robert Fulton. Bonus 10-pointer, Jim, for you and the team. I'm going to name two important bays, B-A-Y-S. For 5 points each, you name the country that forms the shore of each of these bays. The first bay is Prudhoe Bay. Jim.
No response.
That would be United States. It's on the North Shore of Alaska, Prudhoe Bay. Second one, Guantanamo Bay. Jim?
Cuba.
Correct. You got 5 out of a possible 10. Going for a 10-point bonus, here's your toss-up. You'll earn 10 points for your team if you tell me the 10-letter word that starts with the letter A, and that's a synonym for a druggist or a pharmacist. Marian, Joe.
Alchemist.
Incorrect. Over to Nazareth. Elise.
Apothecary.
Apothecary is correct. Here's your bonus. You got 5 on the rebound, Elise. You may confer on this bonus. Joseph wore a coat of many colors. For 10 points, in a 17th century novel, who wore some rusty old armor, including a helmet, which was once a barber's basin, and carried a lance? Elise.
No response.
Don Quixote, in the story of the same name by Cervantes. Don Quixote. Going for a 10-pointer, your toss-up. Give me the 6-letter term for the point on the celestial sphere that's directly over the observer's head? Marian, Joseph.
Zenith.
Correct, Joseph, as opposed to nadir. The biological term, and here's your bonus, Jim, the biological term for flesh eaters is carnivores. For 5 points each, identify the biological term that applies to animals that eat plants. Jim?
Herbivore.
Correct. And give me, you'll have another 5 points for animals that eat both plants and other animals. Jim?
Omnivore.
Correct. You got your 10 points. Your toss-up, looking at a 10-point bonus. If two angles are adjacent and complementary, what's the relationship between their exterior or non-adjacent sides? It's Marian, Joe.
Perpendicular.
You are correct. Their exterior sides are perpendicular, and we're going to have a bonus. Joe and team, be on the monitor. I want you to simplify that expression. That's 3 to the nth power times 27 to the n minus 1 power times 81 to the 1 minus n. No response from Marian on the bonus. The simplification of that statement, that expression is the number 3. It's 3. Going for a 10-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. For 10 points, name the Indian state in which the Sikh separatist movement is centered. Marian, Matt.
Punjab.
Correct, Matt. Here's your bonus, 10-pointer, Jim. In 1899, Winston Churchill was imprisoned, but managed to escape. For 10 points, that was during what war? Jim?
The Boer War.
Correct, Jim. Toss up, going for a 10-pointer. Give me the single English word that as a verb means to box with the fists, and as a noun means a mast or a boom. It would be spar, S-P-A-R. Another toss-up. For 10 points, name the 16th century French captain who discovered and explored the St. Lawrence River. Marian, Jim.
Champlain.
Incorrect. Over to Nazareth. And no response from Nazareth. It would be Jacques Cartier, who actually made 3 separate voyages for France. Go on to another. Cartier is the answer to that. We'll go on to another toss-up, looking again at a 10-point bonus. The word chauffeur, or chauffeur, is of French origin. For 10 points, no correcting yourself once you begin. I want you to spell Marian, Jim.
C-H-A-U-F-F-E-U-R.
Correct. I wanted you to spell chauffeur, or chauffeur. 10-point bonus, Jim. 5 points each. Try to dig out these answers, each containing the word rock, R-O-C-K. Chorus line at Radio City Music Hall. Jim?
Rockettes.
Correct. Idiom meaning in a tight spot or caught between two opposing sides. Jim?
Between a rock and a hard place.
You want to say that again?
Between a rock and a hard place.
You are correct. I didn't hear the place at the end. Going for another bonus. Here's your toss-up. It's in art. It's multiple choice. And it's on the monitor. Answer this particular multiple choice question about art. I want you to name the Spanish artist who... Marian, Jim.
Picasso.
Pablo Picasso is correct. I want you to name the Spanish artist who painted that painting, which is titled 3 Musicians. I had 3 possibilities. Pablo Picasso was one of those, and you have it. Here's your bonus. An artist's paints are made by mixing together dry powdered colors, sticky substances, and paint thinners. The dry powdered colors are called pigments. For 10 points, give me the term that begins with the letter B as in boy, and that refers to the sticky substances. The answer to that particular question is binders, B-I-N-D-E-R-S. Going for another 10-pointer, here's your toss-up. For 10 points, what's the standard 6-letter term for the removal and examination of body cells excised from a living... Nazareth, John.
Biopsy.
Correct. They're excised from a living subject. You have the correct answer. Your bonus, Elise, for you and the team. The most dangerous wave in the sea is the huge wave produced by an earthquake on or under the sea floor. Such a wave is sometimes incorrectly referred to as a tidal wave. For 5 points, tell me the Japanese word by which that destructive wave is more appropriately known. And for another 5 points, give me the English spelling of the Japanese word. Elise, first I want the word.
Tsunami.
I'll accept that. Spell it.
Tsunami.
Correct on both counts. Going for another 10-pointer. Name the German city which was the main site of public trials of former Nazi leaders after World War... Marian, Jim.
Nuremberg.
Correct, after World War II. Here's your bonus 10-pointer, Jim. Historically, certain geographical areas have been sites of competing territorial claims between countries. I'm going to name 2 such sites, and for each site, I want you to name the 2 countries that have competed for that site. You'll earn 5 points for each set of countries named correctly. Here's your first site, Alsace-Lorraine. Jim?
France and Germany.
Correct. Kashmir. Kashmir. Jim?
India and Pakistan.
Correct again. You've got your 10 points. Going for a 10-point bonus toss-up. The first modern picture book was The Tale of Peter Rabbit, which was published in 1901. For 10 points, name the English woman who authored Nazareth. Kathy?
Beatrice Potter.
You are correct. She authored it, and she also illustrated it. 10-point bonus, Elise, for 5 points each. I've some nursery rhyme boys for you to identify. You ready? Which boy ate Christmas pie? Elise.
Little Jack Horner.
Correct. Who sang for his supper? Elise.
Little Tommy Tupper.
You are correct again. You've got your 10 points. Going for another 10-pointer. This is on the monitor. It's in mathematics. It's a toss-up. If A divided by B is equal to M divided by N is equal to 3 divided by 7, then to what is A plus M plus 3, all divided by B plus N plus 7, equal? Nazareth, Elise.
3/7.
You are correct. 3 divided by 7. 10-point bonus, Elise. 5 points apiece. Again, I want you to answer these 2 mathematics questions. First one, the smallest natural number is what? Elise?
1.
Correct. The largest natural number is what? Elise?
Infinity.
I'll accept that. There is none, and we will accept that. We're going to take a halftime break now. Elise, you got your 10 points on the bonus. The halftime score is 95-65. Very close contest. Joseph, during our first round, and I'm sure you've been watching, we've been asking our contestants during halftime to tell us about their families. Would you begin, please?
My father's a criminal investigator for the Pennsylvania State Police. My mother's a garment worker. I have 5 sisters, 2 attending college, 2 attending Marian High School, and 1 attending Our Lady of the Valley Elementary School.
Thanks, Joe. Michael Morgans.
My father's a teacher at Marian High School. My mother's a cashier. My brother's a freshman at Bucknell University, and my sister's a junior at Marian.
Thanks, Mike. Jim Lavelle.
My father is a judge. My mother is an attorney. I have an older brother who's a second-year student at Harvard Law School, an older sister who's a junior at the University of Rochester, and an older sister who's writing for the Eastern Express.
Thanks, Jim. Matthew Boutry.
My father's employed by Silverline Manufacturing. My mother is a homemaker, and I have 1 older sister and 3 older brothers.
Thank you, Matthew. And thanks to Marian. Let's go over to Nazareth, and we'll begin with Kim Scherer.
My father is employed at Bethlehem Steel. My mother works at Lehigh University, and I have a younger brother who's in 9th grade at Nazareth Junior High.
Thanks, Kim. Elise Smolinek.
My father is employed by Ingersoll Rand Company, and my mother is in telemarketing for C.F. Martin Company, and I have no brothers and sisters.
Thanks, Elise. John Hopwood.
My father works for United Technical Associates. My mother is an office worker. I have 2 brothers, and I have 2 sisters in college.
Thank you, John. And finally, Kathy Saltern.
My father's a teacher at Parkland High School, and my mother's a teacher at Nazareth High School, and I have one brother who is going to Penn State.
Thanks, Kathy. Thanks to Nazareth. Again, the score at half is 95 for Marian and 65 for Nazareth. We begin the second half with the toss-up. We're preparing for a 10-point bonus. The 18th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution provided for the prohibition of liquor. For 10 points, give me the number of the amendment that repealed. Nazareth, Elise.
The 21st?
You are correct. It repealed prohibition. It was ratified December 5th, 1933. 10-point bonus, Elise. One of the most significant engineering achievements in history, certainly in the history of the United States, was the building of the Panama Canal. It was completed in 1914. Who was president when the canal began operating? Elise.
Theodore Roosevelt?
Incorrect. It was Woodrow Wilson. When the canal was completed in 1914, he was president. We'll go on to another toss-up. For 10 points, what's the standard term for a passage in a literary work that interrupts the action to describe an event that occurred earlier? Nazareth, Kathy.
Flashback.
Correct, Kathy. Bonus 10-pointer again, Elise. A palindrome is a word or phrase that reads the same backward and forward. For 5 points each, name the one-word palindromes that satisfy the following definitions. Your first one, an amusing remark or trick, a joke. I'm sorry, the buzzer rang, at least before yours did, at the time buzzer. An amusing remark or trick, a joke, is a gag, G-A-G. Second one, a doctrine, principle, belief, or opinion held as true by a school, a sect, party, or person. Again, the time buzzer B, Elise. The answer to that is tenet. T-E-N-E-T, tenet. We're going to another toss-up. It's a music listening toss-up. I want you to listen to the excerpt. We just heard a selection from the Peer Gynt suite entitled Anitra's Dance. Who was its Norwegian composer? Again, that was a selection, Anitra's Dance, from the Peer Gynt suite, and Peer Gynt's suite was composed by Edvard Grieg, a Norwegian. Another toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. For 10 points, whose name is most closely associated with the principle stating that the buoyant force on a submerged object is equal to the weight of displaced fluid? Archimedes, and that's known as Archimedes' principle. Another toss-up. Who was Andrew Jackson's first vice president, and was he was Andrew Jackson's first vice president, and was one of the most powerful spokesmen for the American South from the 1820s through the 1840s. For 10 points, name the South Carolina native who staunchly supported states' rights and the institution of slavery. Marian, Matt.
Calhoun.
John C. Calhoun is correct. 10-point bonus, Jim. For 5 points apiece, answer the following two questions about the Roosevelts. First one, what state was the birthplace of both Theodore Roosevelt and Franklin Roosevelt? Jim?
New York.
Correct. I want the location now of it's the location of the first of the great presidential libraries, and this town is the birthplace of Franklin Roosevelt. I want you to name the New York town. Jim?
Saratoga.
Not Saratoga. Hyde Park. Hyde Park. Teddy was born in New York City. Going for a 10-point bonus, your toss-up. For 10 points, identify the play by Shakespeare from which the following lines are taken. Before my body I throw my warlike shield. Lay on, Macduff. Marian, Michael.
Macbeth.
Macbeth, Leon Macduff, and Danby him that first cries, hold enough. You are correct. Bonus, 10-pointer. I'm going to name 2 modern American novels. For 5 points each, identify the authors. The first novel is Slaughterhouse-Five. Jim?
Kurt Vonnegut.
Correct. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Jim?
Tennessee Williams.
Not Tennessee Williams. Ken Kesey. Ken Kesey. K-E-S-E-Y. You got 5 points, Jim. Going for another 10-point bonus. Here's your toss-ups on the monitor. I want you to describe the graph of x squared plus y squared is equal to 0 in the Cartesian plane. Nazareth, Elise.
A circle?
Incorrect. Over to Marian. Elise, I think Elise just saw it. That's x squared plus y squared is equal to 0, and the origin would be, it's a single point, which would actually be the origin, the point 0, 0. We'll go on to another toss-up looking at a 10-point bonus. For 10 points, name the former professional football player who's a member of the U.S. House of Representatives and who's often mentioned as a potential Republican presidential nominee in 1988. Jack Kemp from the state of New York. We'll go on to another toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. Early in the 20th century, a group of journalists and novelists attacked dishonesty and corruption in politics and business. This group included Lincoln Steffens, Ida M. Tarbell, and Upton Sinclair. Marian, Jim.
Muckrakers.
Correct. For 10 points, what nickname was used to refer to these writers? It's a term that was coined by Teddy Roosevelt. Muckrakers. Here's your bonus, 10-pointer, Jim. I'm going to give you 2 nouns that refer to the natural world. For 5 points each, tell me whether these nouns identify an animal, a plant, or a non-living object. Here's your first noun. Promontory. Jim?
Living thing. A living thing.
No, it is not a living thing. It's a non-living object, and it's a high point of land or rock projecting into the sea. Promontory. The next one is vole. V-O-L-E. Jim?
It's a living animal.
It's an animal. It's a small mouse, field mouse. You are correct. You got 1 out of the 2 for 5 points. Going for a 10-pointer toss-up. What's the one-word formal name for an earth scientist who specializes in the study of fossils? Nazareth, Kathy.
Paleontologist?
Correct. We'll accept that, Kathy, and here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. Listen carefully. 2 equal masses are located a certain distance apart. Let F represent the force of gravitational attraction. Express the force of gravity between them as a multiple of the original force F if the following changes are made. You'll receive 5 points for each correct answer. First one. The distance between the objects is cut in half. Elise.
It would be 4 times as much.
We will accept that it is 4F for the force is quadruple. Second one, Elise. The objects are kept at their original separation, but the mass of one of the objects is doubled. Elise?
It would again be 4 times as much.
No, it would be 2F. The force is only doubled when the mass of one of the objects is doubled. You got 1 out of the 2 for 5, Elise. Going for a 10-pointer toss-up. The countries of Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania share its shores. For 10 points, name this lake, which is the largest in Africa. Nazareth, Kathy.
Lake Constance?
Incorrect. Over to Marian. No response from Marian. It would be Lake Victoria, Kathy. Lake Victoria. Another toss-up. It's in mathematics. What's the alternative name for the type of mathematical proof known as a proof by contradiction? No response on that one. You have direct proofs, and the answer to this would be indirect proof. Indirect proof. Again, a toss-up going for a 10-pointer. Name the state whose three neighbor states are Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Maryland. Nazareth, Elise.
Delaware.
Correct, Elise. And your bonus, a 10-pointer. Most people know that Alaska is the largest state in the U.S. and that Rhode Island is the smallest. I'm going to give you 5 points if you can name the second largest state, and another 5 if you can name the second smallest state. I'm sorry, Elise, you missed the time buzzer. The second largest state is Texas. The second smallest state is Delaware. Another toss-up going for a 15-pointer. Name the contemporary American playwright whose works include A Delicate Balance, Seascape, and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? That would be Edward Albee. Another toss-up. She was known to the public as Baby Faye. This premature infant, born with a fatal heart defect, received controversial heart transplant surgery in late October of 1984 and survived for nearly 3 weeks thereafter. For 10 points, what was unusual? Marian, Jim.
She received the heart of a baboon.
You are correct. What was unusual about the transplanted heart that she received? And she did receive a baboon heart. Your bonus, 10-pointer. Current events. With the recent discovery of dinosaur fossils, it can now be said that the great reptiles were a truly global phenomenon, Jim. Remains have been found on all of the world's great land masses. For 10 points, what is the last continent on which fossils were recently found? Jim?
South America.
That's South America. Antarctica. Another toss-up. What's the plural of the term, 2 words, Paymaster General? Nazareth, John.
Paymaster Generals.
Incorrect. Over to Marian. I've got 2 lights on. Michael Morgans.
Paymasters General.
Paymasters General is correct. You've got it. You got 5 on the rebound, Jim. Here's your bonus. It's going to check your economics vocabulary. I'm in the process of asking the question. That's the final buzzer. The final score is 155 for Marian High School and 80 for Nazareth. Nazareth, we want to thank you for being with us. We wish you a happy holiday season. Kim, Elise, John, good luck in college. Kathy, we hope to see you again next year. Marian, congratulations. We're going to see you here in the second round, mid to late March. And you're going to be playing the winner of next week's contest between Palmerton and Jim Thorpe. This is Harry Price. Thank you for being with us, and good night.
Funding for Scholastic Scrimmage is provided by the Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley. Funding is also provided by Lehigh Valley Bank. Lehigh Valley Bank provides student loan plans for undergraduates, graduate students, and parents of students, as well as a full line of regular banking services. Our name says it all. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services participating districts. On Thursday, January 8th at 7:30 p.m. and Sunday, January 11th at 6:30, Palmerton High School and Jim Thorpe High School will meet head-on in WLVT-TV's Quiz Bowl, Scholastic Scrimmage. Each week, the series will feature Lehigh Valley High Schools in a battle of wits, competing and answering questions on a variety of topics. That's Palmerton versus Jim Thorpe on Scholastic Scrimmage, Thursday, January 8th at 7:30 p.m. and Sunday, January 11th at 6:30 here on Channel 39.